Hey guys, I'm Aaron. Welcome to another episode of War3 TV. The games we have today are actually very exciting. They are from the very first Open Cup. These are from the quarterfinals of Open Cup, and it's yAwS up against WarchiefRich. So let's go ahead and jump right into these games. So as you can see, we have the human player eBit spawning on the left side of yAwS. This is actually yAwS, the German human player, what most people consider to be the best German player of all time. He beat Sky in the group stages of WCG 2009. I think he placed 5th overall in WCG 2009 that year. He's a very accomplished human player, and he's starting to play a lot more lately, which is very exciting to see. And we do have him up against WarchiefRich here, who spawned on the right side of yAwS. And his name on W3 Arena, where all of these games took place, is Hunter Shaped. That's sort of a play on Star Shaped, his friend. But this is WarchiefRich here, and we do see him building an Ancient of War. WarchiefRich, being from the United Kingdom, most people would probably agree that he is one of the, if not the best European player playing right now. So two very accomplished players matching up here in the quarterfinals for Open Cup #1. And for WarchiefRich, we do have a Demon Hunter. Back on yAwS' side, we have a Mountain King actually coming out. So yAwS picking up a Mountain King instead of an Archmage. He will most likely try to expand. He was probably thinking that the Night Elf player would go Warden. A lot of Night Elf players go Warden on this map because Moon does it. So a lot of other people do it as well. So the Mountain King would probably have been more effective up against a Warden. So WarchiefRich already picking up a slight advantage by getting the Demon Hunter up against a Mountain King. And he will be Ancient of War creeping with this Demon Hunter. Perhaps yAwS did see that the Demon Hunter was, or that the Ancient of War was going to be creeping. That's why he assumed it might have been a Warden. But it is a Demon Hunter, so we will have the Mountain King up against Demon Hunter. Lots of mana burns, trying to keep those Storm Bolts away. But most likely we will see an expansion here with a Mountain King up against a Demon Hunter. There's no way a tower push would be that effective in the beginning.
The town is under siege.
So now we do have a lot of militia being called, who will most likely creep out this mercenary camp, able to pick up level 2, pick up a Shadow Priest, and so both players right now creeping out the same camp. And nice lightning shield usage there by WarchiefRich on these creeps, helping him creep this camp just a little bit faster. And we do have this same camp being crept out by yAwS. He does pick up his Shadow Priest already, and WarchiefRich picking up his Shadow Priest as well. So both players doing things pretty similar here. I'm not sure if WarchiefRich accidentally killed one of these creeps here with his Ancient of War. It doesn't look like it. They're both sitting at the same amount of experience. So the mercenary camp goes down a bit faster for the Night Elf player. He's already creeping the green. The same strategy will be happening for yAwS here. So a scout going down here, seeing that the Mountain King is out for the human player. So WarchiefRich is aware that an expansion will be coming. Most often you see human players expanding versus Night Elf, but sometimes that just isn't the case. But with the Mountain King, most likely the human player is going to be expanding, so WarchiefRich is aware of that. And it looks like he's going to go ahead and creep out his expansion as well. And he is putting up a Tree of Life, so WarchiefRich deciding not to just try and harass the human player as he puts up an expansion, but he's going to go ahead and put down his expansion as well. A hallmark of Night Elf players is that they can kind of expand and tech at the same time. But we do have a Hunter's Hall going down for WarchiefRich, so he may be going hunts with his expansion up, staying with a large tier 1 army here. But now we do have the human player finishing up his natural expansion camp as well, going to pick up level 3 on his Mountain King very soon. And now the Demon Hunter will go and harass the human player, try to stop this expansion just a little bit. So picked up level 3 on the Mountain King. The Demon Hunter should pick up level 3 now. He has as well, so he does have the HP item, while the Mountain King has Boots of Speed already. So a very nice drop there for yAwS, since the Night Elf player was able to get the Boots of Speed from the shop, and a missed opportunity for a surround there. But yAwS able to meet this Demon Hunter in the middle of the map, so his expansion will go up without too much harassment. However, the Mountain King is already out of mana. Demon Hunter extremely fast, going to run down here and try to take down these weak peasants. yAwS aware of this, and he's trying to run them around, get them in a good position. Putting a peasant in the gold mine, he will attack the lumber and try to put it back in the gold mine, but unfortunately he's not fast enough. The Demon Hunter able to take down one peasant here. The Shadow Priest already going down as well. So WarchiefRich doing a good job here in this battle, picking off a few units, taking down a peasant, taking down that Shadow Priest. However, he doesn't delay the human expansion by too much. A nice bash there from yAwS, trying to get this around on this Demon Hunter. It looks like the Demon Hunter will escape, just a bit too fast there. And the Tree of Life is almost finished for WarchiefRich, so he will be able to root his expansion as well. However, the human expansion will go up just a bit faster and start mining gold just a little bit quicker and sooner. So a very slight gold advantage will be going to yAwS here in the early game. Right now, however, the tech has started now for WarchiefRich, and it will be quite a while before yAwS is able to start his tech as well. So yAwS able to get his expansion up just a little bit earlier, but WarchiefRich here able to tech and get his expansion started as well. Now we have the Mountain King trying to take down this Troll Berserker. However, the Troll Berserker able to make it to a Moonwell in time. This Mountain King unable to pick off any units of WarchiefRich. And at the same time, we can see that yAwS is trying to split up his army, do some harassment here. It looks like he took down one Wisp right there. Or maybe not. No added experience on the Mountain King. He was trying to split up his army, do a little harassment, maybe pick up a Wisp or two. However, Huntress shaped here, aka WarchiefRich, doing a good job of keeping the Mountain King and these footmen away, and some Huntresses out. Already Huntress is very fast, much faster than footmen, so he will be able to chase down these units and take down at least one footman here. He could possibly pick off two footmen. The Demon Hunter does have Boots of Speed. He decides not to chase after that footman, so the Demon Hunter actually going after the Mountain King here. Quite a few towers coming up now for the human player. He does meet this Demon Hunter here halfway. His Shadow Priest already very low on HP. Took a very large mana burn there. But yAwS does have his expansion up, and some towers are up now, so it will be pretty safe to say that this expansion won't go down anytime soon. However, if you look at the Night Elf player's expansion, his expansion is almost finished as well, so not that far behind the human player as far as the expansion goes. So the gold is going to be pretty even as the game goes on. We do have some more creeping going down for the human player, and the Night Elf sitting outside of his expansion, so taking down this Arcane Vault here, so no shop right now for the human player. And he does get creepjacked a bit here. The Mountain King is quite low. This Shadow Priest will go down. So the Shadow Priest down, but no more damage being able to be done right now for the Night Elf. Too many towers are up at the expansion, but the Night Elf does get the creepjack and denies the archer kill, it looks like, or at least tried to. There for WarchiefRich, so WarchiefRich doing everything he can to prevent the Mountain King from getting too much experience, able to pick off one of these green creeps, almost getting a second. A bash going off in this Demon Hunter, so WarchiefRich does need to be careful here with that Demon Hunter. There is no mana left on the Mountain King for a bolt though, so this is what I meant by the Demon Hunter nullifying really the Mountain King. Almost enough mana here for a Stormbolt on the Mountain King. However, WarchiefRich does look like he's waiting for another Banner Burn. Too many towers though, so WarchiefRich needs to be very careful. Clarity Potion going now for yAwS and his Mountain King, so there is one bolt. If he can get a nice position, he may want to think about investing in some invisibility potions later on in this game, so that that Mountain King isn't in the front of the battle, and he can get off at least one Stormbolt. A Panda being picked up here for WarchiefRich.
A player's forces are under attack.
And Wisp Scout going on, seeing that the tech of yAwS is about 2/3 of the way done. However, Tier 3 has already been started for WarchiefRich, so Night Elf being able to expand, tech, and put up Ancient of Lores, all at the same time, really. So, actually, WarchiefRich is putting up 2 Ancient of Lores and an Ancient of Wind, so we may see some Druid of the Talon coming out. Nope, actually some Hippogriffs, so he's worried about some mass air or something of yAwS, so he's actually putting up some Hippogriffs already. The Panda creeping up a little bit. Now the Demon Hunter scouting out here. One bolt does go off for the Mountain King, however the entire Night Elf army is here as well, so it doesn't look like yAwS is going to be able to engage too much here, especially with the Panda already out and a couple of Troll Berserkers on both sides. That Panda will do a lot of damage. The Mountain King is already too low, so the human player forced to retreat right now. Can't do nearly as much as he would want to do. And it looks like he is also going to pick up a tavern here.
Player's forces are under attack.
And no, he's actually started the Blood Mage. So a Blood Mage coming up for the human player. And he is running towards the Night Elf base. But the Hippogriff was able to find the human and was able to scout out that he was running towards his base. However, the Hippogriff does go down to a bolt and those Troll Berserkers. The Night Elf player continuing to creep, finishing up the shop here. while the human player has decided to creep as well, so he is not going towards the Night Elf base. After being scouted, he's decided to just go ahead and creep out this marketplace here. So the Mountain King continuing to add some experience. And the Night Elf, though, aware that he's probably there, and he is going to get another creep jack here. The human needs to be very careful since some Dryads are out already, and the Demon Hunter is so fast. So a few units may go down right here. It looks like the Troll Berserker is going to go down, as well as another Footman. So a very nice creep jack there for WarchiefRich. Nice timing, able to get up there right before the camp is finished. So not only did he pick up a few units, he was able to finish off the creep camp as well, denying experience for the human, adding some more experience to his own heroes. So level 2 on the Panda already, almost level 4 on the Demon Hunter. And if you look back at the human, only level 3 here on the Mountain King, almost level 4, and just level 1 on the Blood Mage. So the Night Elf player with the hero level advantage right now, he's able to pick off quite a few of these extra creeps. Every time he gets a creep jack, he was able to get the small green creep jack outside of the humans expansion, as well as this orange marketplace, and at the shop. So WarchiefRich doing a very good job of being aware of what's happening across the map. He's doing nice scouting with these hippogriffs, able to keep track of the human player at all times. So very good map control, and the gold is fairly even, so the human player really has the disadvantage right now. WarchiefRich playing very well. And once again, WarchiefRich does have this map control using the scouts from those hippogriffs, and he's able to creep jack once again, picking off one more Footman, getting level 4 on his Demon Hunter, and he's going to be able to finish up this creep camp as well. So once again, WarchiefRich showing that map control is extremely important, especially on Echo Isles when there aren't many creeps. So yAwS unable to get level 2 on his Blood Mage just yet. Getting fairly close there, but level 4 has been reached on the Mountain King. If you look at the Night Elf player, he does have level 4 on his Demon Hunter, and almost level 3 already on his Panda, so the level 3 Panda going to do a lot of damage as the game goes on. yAwS has decided to stay at tier 2 right now, so no teching to tier 3, and I don't see a workshop just yet. Oh, here the workshops are. So a couple of workshops now, but he is quite low on lumber. So yAwS not able to produce too many units right here at tier 2 since he has no lumber. Meanwhile, back at the Night Elf space, you can see he already has 61 food, and tier 3 up against a 47 food tier 2 and tier 1 army for the human player. So WarchiefRich doing a really good job here, picking up one of these workshops. The human player just kind of running around the map, trying to pick up a few units. He does catch this bear out here, but a rejuvenation goes off at the perfect time, so the bear does stay alive. Not much that yAwS can do right now except try to force the Night Elf to stay away from this expansion. It looks like another Footman will be caught here, so the Demon Hunter will take this down. Demon Hunter does have orb, so he's doing quite a bit of damage. The human player forced to just kind of run around the map, not be able to do too much of anything. And there are still creep camps on the right side of the map, so WarchiefRich will be able to continue creeping up. So map control being the big deciding factor of this game. And WarchiefRich does obviously have map control. He's been able to use these hippogriff scouts to find out where the human player is at all times and basically control the game, control where the fights take place, control where the human is able to creep. So and the Night Elf has had his expansion up for almost as long as the human player. So, and actually we have a Chimera Roost coming down for WarchiefRich. So WarchiefRich doing a really good job this game, keeping yAwS on the back foot. And we do have an invisibility potion on the Mountain King, like I talked about, so now maybe he will be able to keep some mana on this Mountain King and actually be able to get some Storm Bolts off. This Blood Mage will be able to regenerate the mana as well of the Mountain King. But this probably would have worked out a lot better for yAwS had he been up against a Warden. I really don't think he was expecting a Demon Hunter, but WarchiefRich likes to play Demon Hunter. So a bit of an unfortunate hero choice for yAwS, kind of setting the pace for the entire game. And now a breaker is going down, so WarchiefRich once again picking off these units as they run away. The Dryads slowing down those units, the Demon Hunter being so slow or so fast with boots of speed, able to pick off quite a few of the human units. He's picked off Footmen, breakers, mercenary units as well. So WarchiefRich actually losing a unit here to the towers, so he needs to be very careful whenever he has these fairy dragons out. But he is able to take down a couple of buildings here. And now the human player has finally arrived and is going to try to defend his base. A couple of mortars are finally out for the human player, as well as some breakers. So WarchiefRich is just going to TP away. He doesn't want to take this fight right now. He knows he has an advantage from earlier in the game. He's been able to deny the creeping of the human player. So he's just going to TP away and know that he picked off a few buildings. And he has so much gold already from this expansion that getting a TP isn't too bad. He's already actually broken 81 food. He went back down to 80, detonating a wisp there. So WarchiefRich sitting at 80 food, while the human player also going over 80 food. So he has decided to completely go past the 80 food barrier. So the human player now at 85 food up against 80 food for the Night Elf. So since yAwS has decided to go over 80 food, he will most likely try to do a huge push right here before the economy really starts to hurt him, since he's only getting very little gold in high upkeep. So these flying machines actually a very good choice here, since the Chimera is out for WarchiefRich. So yAwS doing a good job here. He may be able to turn this game around with the larger army. He had a bolt there on the Mountain King. I'm not sure why he didn't use it to take down that bear, or at least force his staff out of there, but it looks like he's going to try to do some towers here out in the middle of the map, bringing quite a few militia here. The Panda does see them, but doesn't use a Breath of Fire just yet. So some towers starting now, only arcane towers, so they'll do quite a bit of damage to these bears here. But the Panda doing quite a bit of damage to these towers and to these peasants and to these flying machines. There are 2 Chimera out already, so yAwS needs to be very careful. He's going to be forced to retreat back behind his towers, but the towers aren't finished yet. And the Blood Mage needs to be very careful and needs to use his invulnerability potion, and he does. However, the Mountain King continues to be mana burned, no mana for him, and now the flying machines have already all gone down, so nothing will be able to stop these Chimera right now. So yAwS is going to be forced to retreat. A couple of Dragonhawks might have been the better choice to completely shut down these Chimera. However, that wasn't the case, and now Hunter Shape just kind of forced his way through and broke the lines of yAwS, forcing a TP. So a really good job there by yAwS, and once again he's picking off a stray unit, so a mortar is going to go down here as well. These Chimera doing so much damage without any of those flying machines. The flying machines going down to the Panda. There wasn't too much that yAwS could do in that battle. The bear is just too strong, the Chimera too strong. So a very nice tier 3 army, showing that tier 3 is so much stronger than tier 2, even if there is a larger tier 2 army. So 71 food now for the human player, up against 80 food still for the Night Elf. The Night Elf continuing to bank up gold, while the human player is going to be forced to use up all his gold to try and rebuild his army back up to 80 food to stand any type of chance against this large Night Elf army here. So level 5 now actually picked up on the Demon Hunter. I'm not sure what he killed. Perhaps it was a flying machine here with these units, and so we actually have these flying machine trying to pull out these fairy dragons and these hippogriffs. So level 5 for the Demon Hunter. It's going to completely shut down that Mountain King, and he actually kills off one of his own units for whatever reason. And now look at this huge Night Elf army deciding to march towards the human, and the human will actually meet him halfway, but there still aren't enough flying machines to deal too much damage. There are 2 hippogriffs plus a panda here already, so the human just doesn't have enough to shut down these Chimera right now. If he had 4 or 5 Dragonhawks, I think things would work out quite a bit better, but he's instead choosing to go with only 7 flying machines. And once again, every time he tries to run away, a few units get picked off, so a priest being picked off almost, at least. The priest finally able to get back to the army, but he did lose 1 breaker. So the human player keeps engaging and then running away, and 1 or 2 units get picked off, and the Mountain King getting very low already. The Mountain King doesn't have any sort of invulnerability potion, but he does use a nice invisibility there to save that Mountain King. But once again, the human player trying to run away, and the Night Elf army continues to pick off units here. Another Breath of Fire going down, and the Night Elf just running right through the human. WarchiefRich showing just how good it is to be a strong, or just showing how good he is as a Night Elf player, and yAwS calling good game already. So the end of game number 1 for the Open Cup quarterfinals ends with WarchiefRich just kind of running through the human army of yAwS. And we'll move on to game number 2 right after this.